Hey everyone, my name is Josh,
And I'm Emma.
and we're Music Box. We're so glad that you're here with us. Today, we're going to learn about drums.
What is a drum, Josh?
So a drum is a musical instrument that produces sound when struck by the hands or by mallets. They're used in all sorts of music to keep the beat. So today, we're going to look at the history, the drum kit, and some other drums that you may not have heard of before. Let's jump right in.
First, let's start with a little bit of history. The drum was the first instrument created by humankind, and it was made of only natural materials. The first recorded appearance of the drums was in 5500 BCE in China, which is 7,500 years ago. The drums found from this era in China were made from alligator skins. Even before the invention of drums, it is believed that humans produced sound by drumming on objects, their own bodies, or stomping on and hitting the ground to create different percussive noises. After its origination in China, the idea spread across Asia to many different cultures. Different cultures utilized drums for different purposes. After spreading from Asia, drums were used in Africa and Sri Lanka to communicate across long distances and were used to produce music at gatherings all across the world.
Let's now look at some of the components of the modern drum kit. A typical kit includes 5 drums, 3 cymbals, as well as 2 sticks and a stool. The 5 drums are the bass drum, the snare drum, and the 3 toms, high, mid, and floor. The 3 cymbals are the crash cymbal, the ride cymbal, and the hi-hats. The drum kit is one of the most integral parts of many genres and types of music. From indigenous cultures to rock music, it keeps the beat and makes people feel unified. Besides the basic setup of the drum kit, there are multiple additions that can be made, such as different bells, shakers, tambourines, and much, much more.
While the drum kit may be the first thing you think of when you hear drums, there are plenty of other drums out there. Here's the djembe. The djembe is a West African drum that is played with your hands instead of drumsticks. It is capable of making different sounds depending on how you hit it, making the djembe a great solo instrument. Next up are the timpani. The timpani can often be seen in orchestras as part of the percussion section. These drums can be tuned to different notes using a pedal, which helps add to both the melody and the rhythm. We also have bongos. The bongos are small, although one drum in the pair is slightly larger and therefore produces a lower pitch than the other. Like the djembe, the bongos are played by your hands and they are great for keeping the beat of a song. The last drum that we'll show you today is the conga. The drum has Afro-Cuban roots and is often seen in Latin music. It can be played with your hands like the djembe and the bongos, or it can be played with mallets, like the timpani. Let's recap. Today we met the musical instruments known as drums. We also looked at some of the history behind drumming.
We then looked at different components of the drum kit, like the bass drum and the cymbals. We finished off by looking at some other types of drums that aren't a part of the usual drum kit. Thanks for joining us today, folks. See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Before we say goodbye, we want to take a moment to recognize that we are all joining today from the traditional territories of many Indigenous nations across Canada. Indigenous people are the first people to have ever lived on the land. We respect the history, languages, and cultures of the First Nations, Métis, Inuit, and all Indigenous peoples of Canada, and are grateful to come together to play and learn on their lands.